And live video is starting.
All right, wait for me. Okay, I'm
You
there.
good? You good? All right, you're good. I'm good, I think. Yeah, it says live there. Oh, now my shit disappeared. Oh, here we go.
Surprise, motherfuckers. We've
Hey,
decided to bring Dope and Static X live simultaneously from the same room.
how about that?
That's technology, dude. So,
All right.
where in the hell do all the comments come from when people start
Yeah,
talking to us?
I'm guessing over here,
I don't know.
off to the off to the right.
So,
Send 200 stars to see your comment here. What? Oh, okay. Rob Brooks has found it.
all right, there he
Yeah,
is.
hi there.
The fuck is
Yeah,
up, David
y'all
Gaddis
killed
and
it.
Mike Egan.
Yeah.
Who you got over there? You got a bunch more people than I do. You're way more fucking popular than I am, dude. Must be the beard.
Yeah, it's the bald head.
What's going on, everyone? I think our goal here today is just to talk shit and answer your questions. Hopefully, everybody saw that Static X released Project Regeneration Volume 2 teaser today. We've been working our asses off in the studio trying to get that ready for you because we're really excited to share number 2 and all
Yeah.
Lane's last bit of shit that we've been fucking listening to behind closed doors for, what, 5 years now?
At least.
I don't think people realize we've been working together on this Project Regeneration together for more than 6 years. Like literally.
It's been a while, man.
16 or 17.
16, I think. Yeah.
People think that like it just started. Like I see emails like Static X is back. It's like, where the fuck have you been, dude? Holy shit!
Well, to be fair, those first couple of years, we weren't really,
Right,
you know,
we were making
like,
lots of content. Yeah.
but we weren't like, we weren't broadcasting it to the world.
Like we are now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey everyone. All right, so hey, I love you guys, and thank you for all the wonderful comments on the new Dope record too. Super excited that we finally got that done. Coincidental that we both made 2-part records.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think a lot of cool comments of people telling us how cool.
Yeah.
They think
Well,
we are.
I got a couple of questions
But I want
here.
a question.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Are you? Wait. Keep moving. I can't keep up. Let me see. AJ Hunt, your bass line for "Snap Your Fingers" is still the heaviest of all time. Thanks, but I can't take credit for that bass line. That would be Mr. Paul Raven, who, as far as I know, wrote that. All hail Paul Raven. Rest in peace.
Paul Raven. Oh, I don't have you as much in my screen there, Mr. Campos.
Oh, well, hey, there you go. Yeah. All right.
Paul Raven.
Yeah, great bass player.
Is he still with Prong?
Paul Raven? No, he passed away.
Oh, that's horrible. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Where is everybody going, dude?
That's how I got the gig.
Oh,
Yeah, but
that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's funny. Never mind. I'll tell you a story later. Man, everyone knows Dope as well as Static X. Okay, cool. Why is the new album pushed back to January? That's a good question.
You know, I think I have the good answer for that, though. I believe if I had to point to any one thing, I would say it's because of the song "Stay Alive" and the song "Black Star," which we came across like right at the end, and we had already had kind of most of the artwork done for the record, and thought that we were done.
Yeah, just when we thought we were done,
We found 2 more,
yeah,
and they were really like authentic, man. Like they were
really
the
good.
ones that Wayne was literally writing at the end of the end. So it just didn't feel right to either leave them off the record or rush them. So I'm very sorry for being as passionate as I am for making sure that this project that has been years in the making is done as right as we can do it. So yeah, that's why it's delayed. So sorry, but yeah, I think it's really.
but it'll be worth it. That I can guarantee you. It'll be worth it. 'Cause those songs are pretty fucking good.
So this dude's asking me, Michael, if Dope will ever play Felons and Revolutionaries, our debut album, in its entirety. And I'm gonna tell you truthfully, Michael, that no, I won't be doing that. I don't like the record enough, and I'm old, and I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. So I just like playing the hits, for lack of better words. So Vince is asking me about the version of Die Motherfucker Die that I teased. It's coming. It's coming. I think probably the 25th anniversary, which will be pretty soon. But yeah, it's coming. What else you got, Tone?
Um, Juan Mira says, "Vengan a Argentina." Yeah, hey, we'll make that happen one of these days. Let's see. See you guys next week. What is the fate of Static X after Project Regeneration 2? Asks David Levy.
Probably up to him.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've said this before. You know, me and the rest of the guys are having a blast doing this, and you know, if the fans want us to keep going, then we'll keep going. And so far, that's the vibe I'm getting. So yeah, there's
I
that
think you
answer
should
again.
keep going, Tony. I'm your biggest fucking fan, so you got my vote.
All right, here we go.
I say as long as it's fucking badass and people are like down to get down and listen to those songs loud and live the way they probably fell in love with them at Ozfest '99 and shit like that. I say you only live once.
Yeah, right. Will there be a live Blu-ray? Damn it! Stop scrolling. Let me see. Where did it go? Will there be a live Blu-ray coming out highlighting this tour? Good question.
I will one up you, and I will tell you that there is something even more exciting for you to watch in the works that's better than a live DVD that we aren't ready to share with you yet, but soon
Yeah.
we're going to drop a surprise that I think a lot of you guys will be very, very excited for. That's less about what new music and more about an
The history.
immersive experience.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, here's one that probably should have popped up over there. Will AC Slade be on tour with Dewey?
With Dupe.
Right? No, he spelled it Dooe, but
Yeah.
he probably meant dope.
Unfortunately, AC won't be on this tour. He's opening a physical location for his coffee brand that he's been working on for years, and it's a very kind of Halloween themed thing. So they're trying to get it all done for October. So, but I think since we've announced the second leg of the Machine Killer tour, I think it's very likely that he will be on that one. But unfortunately, he won't be with us in October.
Oh, there you go.
I gotta give some love to a couple of my people here. So let's see. Dude wants to know why I never play the song "Sing" live. Damien wants to know. I think the only way that would happen is I'm thinking about maybe someday whenever Dope does another headlining tour. Um, Maybe I'll do some kind of acoustic moment, either as like a sound check experience or as part of the show. Probably more likely a sound check experience, where we can maybe play that song and some of the other, lesser aggressive Dope songs that people have been unable to hear us play live because it just doesn't. I can't go on tour with Static X and Fear Factory and play certain songs. At least I won't say I can't. I would say it's just not. The vibe isn't what I want to set down. So yeah. So sorry for the long answer on that. What do you got over here?
This one directed at me. Hey Tony, with the show coming up in October, I will have both the guitars from the band. Will you offer up your bass guitar and Ken's drum heads
You should rub your beard right now and go.
$1 million. $1 million for my
for my bass?
bass sound.
Yeah, the thing with the thing with the basses I use.
Read this
What?
question.
What is it?
You don't have to read it out
Hey,
loud, but that just got that question from Chris Rather.
I'm Steve.
I think he's serious too.
Yeah.
Sorry, you continue.
Yeah.
I'll get to that. Now.
Yeah. Point being, the basses I use are prohibitively expensive. You could probably purchase the car for what I pay for those bass guitars. But even the cheap models, the import models, they're like 15, 1600 a pop.
Tony's
So-
very specific about his fucking tone.
Yeah, and like these basses, the Zon, they're like it's night and day from anything else I've ever played, and I can't go to anything else. I'm just spoiled now.
Dude
So.
tells me I should listen to black metal. All right.
In small doses. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So Chris Rather wants to know, have I ever considered cutting myself on stage? I don't even know how to answer that because I never would have occurred to me that that's a good idea.
Right.
I think anybody that's portraying the type of image or the type of performance where they're cutting themselves on stage, they very likely are doing something extreme off of stage. Like they're a much more extreme person than I am in that regard. No, I've never really considered myself to be in that line, like shock rock kind of dude. Like I'm just here to play rock and roll and smoke enormous amounts of weed and just have a good time with like-minded people. That's what my energy kind of tries to serve. What inspired you to create a production company between Dope Side of Music and production company? I think I have a whole thing about that on my Facebook page. There's a video that just kind of talks about, or maybe it hasn't been released yet. I need to be independent, and the music industry collapsed many years ago, or at least what the music industry was when I got into it collapsed. And I just wanted to find my own way to not be dependent on others for my ability to make my art and share it with the people that were interested in it. So creating a production company and owning a label and owning a studio and all those things allow me to invest in myself and to not be reliant on others for me to participate in this wonderful existence with you guys.
Okay, I got Edros T. Moore asks, how many of the new songs can we expect on the upcoming tour?
How many what?
How many new songs? I think songs from the Project Regeneration records, because now there's two.
I think you're doing
From
two or-
both
two or-
records?
Two or three? Three.
Yeah,
Three now.
yeah. I think
With at
one
least-
one from Volume 1 and 2 from Volume 2, right?
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah. So,
Oh wait. Two from volume 2.
yeah. Beginning of the set, end of the set.
I don't remember. It's your set. What I do know is that you're playing at least one or no, you're playing two songs for sure that you've never played live before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that was on
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Tony Campos, that beard is epic, Eric says.
Thanks. I grew it myself.
I bet you did. What else we got here? This guy's mad that we're not coming to Minnesota. I get it, bro. But we were in Minnesota twice. We went there for the 20th anniversary of Wisconsin tour, and we went there for the Rise of the Machine tour. And if I'm not mistaken, is Minnesota's not on the second leg in February?
Off the top of my head,
Maybe
I
it's
don't
not.
believe so.
Well, maybe we're gonna add a third leg, dude.
Yeah, you never know.
People seem to be pretty excited about the killing of the machine.
That's right. Yeah.
What else we got here?
There's Jeff Boyer. Hey guys, any chance in hell I can hear Tony give us one of his awesome growls?
All you gotta do is make them laugh.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe we'll save that for the end of the of the live cast, whatever you call this fucking thing.
This dude wants a Shadow Zone celebration tour.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. It's funny because I know there's a lot of people that like that record, but it's just
Yeah, it's a cool record.
yeah. I mean, there's some good songs on that record. It just for
Smells
me,
like shit.
for me, it was just it was the one that least sounded like us, And,
Yeah, it just has a stinky aroma to it.
yeah, there's a set of hands on that went into that record that let's just say are undesirable.
That's a good word. Ottawa, too funny. I'm at Starland Ballroom. Nice. Starland's good. I
Yeah.
think we're going back there.
It's a great place.
Um,
All right, here's a funny one. Mikey Glassel asks, "How does Tony size his socks?"
I don't know.
I thought they were all just one size fits all. So I just grab a pack and that's it. End of story. It doesn't take that much. Let's see what else we got here. Un saludo desde Chile from. Oh, no, it disappeared. What are the Chile?
I love it when you speak Spanish. Fucking sick. Whoa! Did somebody send me money? No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. That,
Um, let's see here, but that was a really weird noise. Hey, Edsel had to show you some love. He gave me like a star. He sent 45 stars. I don't even know what any of that means.
Yeah,
I've never flirted with the concept of receiving gifts on social media from people. It's very foreign to me. What is my current favorite song right now? Ooh, man, that's tough because I don't listen to very much new shit. All I listened to yesterday was the soundtrack from Jackie Brown. So I have that 110th Street song in my brain, which everybody's going to think I'm a fucking weirdo. Jerry wants to know if I'm growing a beard. Jerry, when you haven't seen me, like I haven't had a clean shaven face in so long. I'm old and fucking like when I shave my face all the way with like a razor, I feel like I look older. So I just keep this little tiny bit just to like I don't know, give myself a little bit more sense of youth because it's going fast. Let's see.
here's a comment from Jesse James Renke. I think that's how you pronounce that.
That's an outlaw.
Yeah. Shadow Zone is the best Static X album. See, there are people that really like that
I
record.
like the song "Enemy" off of that record.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. It's high energy.
I think probably the reason that people like that record is because it was the first time that Wayne really let you hear how well he could sing.
Yeah.
And he focused more on like melodies and that was a Josh Abraham record, right?
Yeah.
So if people don't know, Josh Abraham's the producer that at that time was producing like the biggest records in the world. He's producing Stone Temple Pilots and he's producing Stained and just very commercially rock active records. And I think that's probably why the label put you with him.
Yeah.
Was that they wanted to see Static X take that commercial leap, which you sort of did with the Only.
Yeah.
But I think that's why to you as an artist, you probably feel like the record's a bit of a stretch. But
Yeah.
to fans, a lot of them really like it because Wayne presented a very unique commercial vocal style, which, you know, truth be told, he was so fucking good, like
Yeah.
such a good singer that
Yeah, when he
Man.
wanted to sing, man, he
It's
could
not-
he could belt it out.
it's
man.
kind of not
He's-
fair.
yeah.
He's got one of those voices that
Yeah.
are just like it really is wide gap. Like he can do a lot of really amazing stuff, and the mark of what really made him so good was it was also fucking effortless.
Yeah.
Like if you try to do what that dude does, like it hurts. It's not fucking. But for him, it didn't because
Yeah.
naturally he didn't have to try. He
Yeah.
was just able to naturally do it. So
Just
God
well,
bless him.
does it without thinking or effort, you know? Yeah.
He was a bad motherfucker.
Is Tony a juggalo? No, I am not a juggalo.
What? I don't
Although I have no problem with the juggalos, and 2 times I've been fortunate enough to perform at the gathering of the juggalos,
Whoop whoop.
and yeah,
Ninja.
whoop, whoop, and yeah, I had a blast. Hope one day get to go there again.
So I got a really weird question here. So some dude, Michael Scholber, says, "Are you ever going to spill the truth about the fight you had with Scooter back in the day when you all toured with Cold? It happened in Chicago." Okay, so I never had a physical fight with Scooter. We were touring with Cold, and at the time we were all young, and egos sometimes get you the best of you. And it was technically Cold's tour; they were headlining, but we were playing Chicago, which was kind of Dope's hometown, and there's no question Dope sold a whole lot of fucking tickets that night. And we purposely asked them to give us a little bit of stage room, because oftentimes the stage can be really cramped with two bands, and because they were going on last, they get the lion's share of the stage. And my opinion on it is whether it was them or their crew at that time, there was just a lot of not great energy, and they purposely did not respect that request, and in fact made our stage space even worse. So I ran my mouth about it like any respectable version of myself would have done in 1999 or 2000. And they're like, I didn't like it, and turned the lights out on us. So then I proceeded to take my microphone stand and smash the light that I was talking about that was in the way, and then continue to play the rest of my set in the dark. But never had a physical altercation with Scooter. I'm sure we exchanged some words because, again, we're both young guys out there trying to make our way. But I'm really glad that Cold is actually back, because he's another guy I think is very underrated as far as his vocals and just the melodies. And that guy really knows how to sing melancholy shit. It makes you really feel the darkness of whatever he's going through. So I'm actually a fan of Cold. I'm sorry, I have to answer this one real quick, because this person, I guess a star means that they like
They get
they
they get to go to
contributed,
head of the
so-
line or something.
Yeah. So
All right.
Tony, can you give some advice for a fellow bassist? I enjoy your music, and it's an inspiration for me. I think that's a good question. Do you have?
Advice for bassists.
I'm gonna say this is not in how to make it so much as this is
Just general
like
how,
how to play, how to
or-
get a
or-
thunderous tone,
or how to.
or you could just tell them how to dance, because
well-
you know how to dance awesome up there.
Yeah. Well, the dancing I do is a combination of
It's a sea
some of my favorite artists that I ripped off, which include Scotty from Anthrax and Robert Trujillo.
That's funny because it reminds me of Snoop Dogg. I'm
You know
totally
what?
kidding.
I've only ever seen him once, so and,
I was kidding.
And,
Snoop Dogg,
and
is
he doesn't
very,
move around very
he's
much.
He's not violent like
Yeah,
you. You're violent.
I'm only violent on TV.
Yeah, I mean, just your movements are violent. I
yeah,
love it. You're one of the only like non-glammy bass player guys that I like to watch play bass, because I come from that school of like, gotta play your guitar real low and be tall and skinny and like
Nikki Sixx.
yeah, like that's just my thing. So like I
Yeah,
never really
well,
connected with guys like you.
Yeah, I mean,
Now I'm a super fan.
I've never been tall or skinny, so that look wouldn't work for me anyway.
You've always been dashingly handsome.
Yeah, it's just the beard covers up the important parts.
Right.
Let's see.
Here, watch your legs real quick.
Oh, look at.
I'm gonna use my Touch ID.
You gotta pop that open. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look at that. You got more light now.
Oh, is that good for us?
Looks like it. Yeah.
I was gonna show you this, which unfortunately we can't turn our cameras.
Oh,
around.
yeah. I remember that.
Look at these
Yeah.
little boys.
Back when I had
Here, let's see
back
if
when
I
I had hair.
can I pick this up on the
Yeah.
screen.
See if you got it.
Look at those two guys. Look at those little babies. Look at that.
Damn kids.
And of course, Tony has a Budweiser.
Yeah. Yeah.
So see, that's what
Yeah.
you get
I
when you
wasn't as picky about beer back then.
when you log into the Dope live stream, you get exclusive content that
Yeah,
you
right.
didn't get on the Static X live stream.
Yeah. Right.
Dude, you had all your hair back then.
Yeah, I know, man.
You were fucking.
I was a thrasher. It's a genuine thrasher back then.
Love it.
Not so much now.
You don't get enough credit for how much you sing on Static X records either. Like how much your voice is like that. Yeah, and Push It is like one of the most identifiable, iconic like parts of the Static X sound, in my opinion. And a lot of people don't even know it's you. They think it's Wayne. That's fucking you.
You know what?
motherfucker.
I saw something on YouTube a couple of months ago. Some guy.
I saw that too.
Yeah,
and he was like, he was thinking it's the same guy doing it all.
Yeah. He's like dissecting the Wayne's vocal performance on "Push It," and he was like,
Dissecting
"Wait,
me,
no,
yeah.
that was me. I do that."
You were
But-
the king of the yes. You and Rob Zombie are the king of the yes.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't know about Rob, but I got my Yaz from James Hetfield, so you blame him.
I like it.
Let's see what else we got. Tony, you're a badass, bro. My favorite band from Clinton Howard. He says, "I'm coming to see you guys, Chicago, Okay, wait. Stop scrolling, damn it. Okay. Can't wait to see you guys live. All right, cool. We'll see you there, man.
They want to know who's playing bass on this tour. Tony
Uh,
Campos. I just want to confuse people.
yeah. You sure you're not on the Fear Factory forum?
Right.
Because that is a valid question for the Fear
Jonathan
Factory
Lemon,
forum.
is it true that you lived with one of the members of Marilyn Manson in the early days, Edsel? Actually, I lived with a bunch of them during the Smells Like Children record in New Orleans. Accidentally lived with them. There was a duplex, and one side was Manson and Twiggy, and the other side was Pogo and Daisy and Ginger. Ginger's like my brother from another mother. And I went to just visit and thought I was going to hang out for the weekend, and I ended up moving in and staying for like 2 months. And I was shocked how I had known all those dudes from Fort Lauderdale because we all grew up down there, but I was shocked how Daisy and Pogo just didn't care. They were just like, "Oh yeah, dude, you can stay as long as you want." Like, it was just one of the funnest times of my life. It was just 18 years old, living in New Orleans with my best friend in the world, partying every night, just having the greatest gothic industrial New Orleans time you can imagine back in like 1995. Great time, great dudes. Man, I'm fucking old.
Yeah, aren't we all? Yep. Time waits for no one.
No shit.
Hey, Tony, any word on Assassino? Joe Camp. No word on Assassino. Dino's in Fear Factory mode, and I'm in Static X mode. So yeah, it's gonna be a while before we do anything with Assassino. But you know, it's been close to 20 years, if not more, since we released that first record. So who knows when we're gonna actually do another record? Don't hold your breath. Sorry. Wish I
What
could
does
say
Assassino mean? Assassin?
assassin. Yeah.
I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Daniel Ponce or Danielle or Daniel Ponce. Do you get along with Manson? Sure. But I don't really know him like anymore. You know, like we were all kids back in 1993, 1994. You know, all trying to make it in Fort Lauderdale, and we ran around in the same circles. And then of course, once Manson made it, and I had a lot of ends in that camp, so I was always around, but I was also very respectful of his moment. Like he was having his moment, becoming a rock star, and I wasn't trying to push into that. I just let him do his thing. But I respect the shit out of him. I'm not interested in talking about his legal issues that he has going on because I have no idea. I'm going to let the court of law sort that out rather than the court of public opinion. And I'll go with whatever that ends up being. But great talent, and yeah, it was always cool to me. Dope Static X and Head PE in the '90s was the best concert I've ever been to. I don't ever remember playing with Head PE and Static X on the same bill, but we probably did.
Yeah.
Probably like a radio show.
Yeah, it
some
would have been
kinda-
something like
never
that.
toured together,
Yeah.
but-
By the time we started touring with you guys, we had already done those first leg of the Fear Factory where they were second or third on the slot, and we were like the opener.
Right.
Yeah. But love Hippie.
Has
That broke records, fucking genius.
Robin North wants to know if there's ever been a city I wanted to play but never got a chance to. I would only say that like it would be more countries, but it's because they're mostly places that rock and metal bands don't go to unless you're like System of a Down big. Like I would love to go to India. I would love to go to like other places in Asia. Like we've played Japan, but like we've never played Thailand or China or Philippines. Like, but I know if we tried to play those markets, there'd be 50 people there. So I just don't see them being big markets for us. But maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, man, because like I went out there when I was playing with Soulfly, and
Oh, then some
yeah,
motherfucker
dude,
needs to get that done because
it's
I love
great
Asia,
out there.
and,
Yeah, it was awesome.
I would love to do that.
Yeah,
I would love to do that. So that would be my only answer. Asian and
Southeast Asia. Yeah,
and what is India technically? India?
I guess
Now
so.
we're going to
Yeah.
show our lack of
Yeah.
geography. Dude, I dropped out of high school at 16 years old. Don't blame me for being stupid
Well,
when it comes to that kind of shit.
Well, hey, I went to college and I don't know. So go figure. Uh, Christian Thomas Lloyd sent 10,000 stars.
Is that $10,000? Because if it
Yeah, I have
was,
no
like, that dude's
idea.
my hero.
And he asks, "How do you guys feel about vets?
Like veterans?
Like veterans or veterinarians? Because
I'm assuming
I
he's talking about war vets.
yeah,
I don't
well,
think he needs to ask me that. I'm the die motherfucker die guy. So, like, I have such a connection with the U.S. Marine Corps and the dudes that use die motherfucker die as inspiration to go and do unspeakable things. So like I have nothing but love and respect. And
yeah, it's ditto. I mean, like
contrary to what I may have said in the early days, I also have a tremendous respect for police.
Yeah.
I think that we live in a
it's a tough job.
Yeah, you live in a
a very
society
tough
with no
job.
rules. Bad people do bad things, and I like the idea of being rebellious and doing irresponsible things. But there's a giant difference between that and doing bad things, and we need police
Yeah.
to help protect us from bad people doing bad
Yeah,
things.
and as far as the veterans, I have a couple of friends that served, and we we currently have a veteran that works on our crew, served in the Marines.
Oh, Mr. Shoddy.
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah,
Shoddy.
you know that fucker's not doing our tour?
He's not.
No, he got a better job making more money with Dragon Force. than
Oh,
Frank.
well, there you go. Look
He's
at
like,
that.
dude, it's not about the money. He's like,
Yeah.
the shredders, dude. You know me. I came from John 5, and I like the shredders, and you guys are awesome. And Koichi's a shredder, but I like the I'm like, so what? It's because I'm not a shredder. You can't work on our tour because I'm not a shredder. I was like,
Yeah.
thanks a lot, Shoddy.
yeah.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
But yeah, point being is, we appreciate our veterans. You know, we as musicians sometimes complain about being out on the road too long, and missing home, and meanwhile, our veterans are out there, getting shot at, trying to get killed, and
Yeah,
in really brutal conditions. So yeah,
I would
I
like
give it
to-
up to them, man.
I would like to take the money that this is going to sound fucked up, and some people won't like it, but I would like to take a large piece of the money that we're sending over to fight a war that feels a bit of a proxy war against Russia. I would like to take more of that money and give it to the veterans that have already fought and suffered and come back and need the help. So that's what I say. I got you need to tour with Nonpoint. Yes, love those
Yeah,
guys.
those guys are cool.
Toured with them in the past a lot. Great dudes. Jay Hendrick wants to know who gets the big bet on the tour bus, or do you and Tony spoon? um, well, Jay, just so you understand, because this is not the cash grab that some idiotic people assume, we are a very crowded group.
Yeah.
So there is no big bed on the tour bus. There's a lot of little bunks, and there's a lot of motherfuckers in one spot in order to afford all of the gear and production and insanity that we've been trying to throw on these stages, while the industry, originally told us that what we were doing was insane and that no one was going to show up, and that respectfully at the end of his reign, Wayne was not doing well. Wayne was not selling a lot of concert tickets at the end. So when we were talking to promoters about bringing Static X back without Wayne, they're basically, as they laughed, they would say, so if Wayne could sell 200 tickets by himself, what do you think the other three assholes without him and some goof in a mask are going to do? So we've had to earn everything every step of the way, and it's been very time consuming and costly, and that's okay. I'm not complaining about it, because at the end of the day, what we set out to do was create an amazing celebration of the band Static X that myself and so many people have loved, and also our friend Wayne, who's no longer here with us, to be the evil disco leader that only he could be. So what it has taken for us to achieve that, which I'm pretty comfortable in saying we have, has been a lot. So there is no big fancy bet on the tour bus.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hard work, and and sacrifice. But again, very grateful to be able to have done it, for Dope and Static X to
Yeah,
be touring
yeah.
together again after all these years, especially without Wayne here driving the ship, is pretty unbelievable.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cheers to that.
that. I always knew that like our bands would be connected. We did so much touring together in
Right.
the early days. We had so many people discovered our two bands in the same night or in the same summer, and such a great connection. I always believed that that connection would remain, and that we would do our anniversary tours together, and that we would always have that. Just never imagined it would happen
Yeah. Right.
without Wayne.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's fucking crazy how life
Yeah.
works. And that's when I was saying to Lejean when we were talking to him the other night. I was like, one of the most impressive things about Seven Dust to me is not just that they're one of the best bands from our time period, but
Right.
that it's the same five guys.
Yeah. Right.
No one quit for any length of time. Like they're still like brothers, and like no one passed away. And it's sad that you even have to say like no one passed away.
Yeah.
But when you look at the age that we all are now, and you look at the genre, and you think how many bad motherfuckers have passed away.
Right.
And
Yeah.
they're not all the singers. Like there's a lot of
Yeah.
guitarists
Mhm.
and drummers, and like it's unbelievable how many dudes we toured with back in the day
Aren't here anymore.
aren't here anymore.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And it's even crazier to
That
Wayne
that
is one
band,
of them.
but
But Seven
that
Dust,
band is
like
the exception. You
Yeah.
know, they're all still.
they're all still
Yeah,
there,
kicking
alive
ass
and
and-
kicking ass.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
excited to
It's
tour
great.
with them again.
Yeah. Okay. Keith F. and Case sent 99 stars. He asked, is there a story behind all the Otsego songs? Yeah, basically, Otsego was a town in Michigan where Wayne would go to when he was underage and go buy alcohol because apparently it was real easy to get alcohol in Otsego.
Otsego.
Yeah, so that's the big story.
I love it. I don't think anybody knew. Like I didn't know. I was pronouncing it wrong for the first year. I was
Yeah,
working with you.
you're
I was like
putting the S before the T,
I-
right? Otsego.
Otsego. I was like, what is this Otsego
Otsego.
stupid shit you guys are doing? And then I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. And
Yeah.
we had to keep the tradition.
Yeah,
No shit.
tradition, man.
So Nina Rail wants to know: are there any new bands that impress us? I don't listen to a lot of new music, but I am impressed by. They're not even new anymore. I'm a big Falling in Reverse fan. I probably should be punched in the stomach for how much I try to plug that band because they've gotten their due now. Like I've been talking about Falling in Reverse since they were like still kind of on the come up, and now they're huge. So I probably can stop giving them that. Sleep Token's another one that my good buddy Jason Leckberg turned me on to a long time ago, but now they're fucking huge. So I don't really have any new bands that you guys don't know about that I think are cool. Damian Lang wants to know, why do I often have different artists in the band on each album? That's a hard one. I think it's partly because I'm kind of a solo artist. Like I kind of approach music like a solo artist. And as the years have gone on, I'm also very encouraging and supportive of the dudes in my band to spread their wings and chase their dreams. And sometimes that is in other musical ventures, and sometimes it's in business ventures. Which is why at this point in life, I don't even have like a set lineup for Dope anymore, because I have like, I like to call it a fraternity. I have like myself, and then 6 or 7 dudes that are like my go-to great friends that will be at my wedding, and we're all lifelong brothers. And based upon who's available and who is excited and interested to come out and work on something, whether that be a tour or an album, we just circle back and connect. And Dan, who plays drums in Dope, has gone on to play in Marilyn Manson and Mushroom Head, and has played in several bands, and he's also a drum tech for Rob Zombie and for Marilyn Manson. So his only choice to go out there and earn a living and do things is not just Dope. Like, he's got a lot of opportunities, so sometimes he's not available. Or Virus, who was playing with David Draymond in Device for a while, and AC, who joined the Murder Dolls and has his own band and a coffee company. And I just encourage these guys to do whatever works for them, and when the stars align and we're all able to work together, we do that. So It works for us. I like it. What do you got, brother?
Uh, David Levy asks, is it true that Push It was loosely based on Salt and Peppa's Push It? Uh,
I hope not.
well, loosely, I, I would say I don't know if it was inspired, but it was definitely on on Wayne's mind when he came up with it, because we would joke about it a lot.
Did he have a thing for salt
I
and
mean,
pepper?
but he was into some pop music at the time too. I mean, believe it or not, he was a huge Milli Vanilli fan. And Kenny will tell you the story that on a long drive somewhere, I don't remember where they were going,
Girl,
but
you know it's true.
Wayne made
Ooh,
Kenny
ooh,
listen to that
ooh.
whole
I
album.
want you. That
And
Blame It on the Rain song was actually pretty good.
I mean, it had to have been good. They won Grammys,
And they couldn't even sing.
right?
They were worse than me.
Right?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So yeah, there you go.
Did I like Ronnie Rackey's time in Escape the Fate? I can't really comment to it, honestly. I met Ronnie in like 2014 when I was on tour with my other project, which is called Drama Club, which is actually why I love all this Static X drama, because I wore a mask in Drama Club and called myself Zero. So people are asking me about Zero all the time now, and I'm like, what the fuck why do you guys care about Zero now? Like, that shit was back in 2015. But I was touring with Ronnie Rackey. It was Black Veil Brides, Falling in Reverse, and Drama Club, and it was awesome time. But I'm not real familiar with Escape the Fate. But I love what Ronnie's done. His voice is unbelievable. What a great songwriter. That guy's he deserves everything he's got. And like, ultimate antagonistic rock star. Like, guy's been to fucking jail. He's always in trouble. He's always like, saying what he probably shouldn't say. And like, I mean, fuck, like, he's like the kid that has never really had to grow up in that regard, and I respect that. He's for real.
It's the real deal.
He's the real deal. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, really, you go back. Who's a dangerous rock star in our time period right now? Like,
Yeah. Hmm.
Ronnie's he's kind of that guy. He's
Yeah.
unpredictable,
Mhm.
and he'd probably break a window or do something stupid, and you're just like, yeah, that's rock and roll. So
Yeah.
God bless him. I used to be a bit more dangerous, but now I'm fucking old and I got a kid, and I'm just a dude.
Yeah.
Danger is my middle name.
Gavin Willisey asks, Wisconsin draft trip freaked me out. What's the story behind that? The story behind it freaking you out, I have no idea. I think
What
that's,
is a Wisconsin draft trip?
yeah, I think he meant death trip,
Oh,
but he
okay.
just spelled it wrong, and I was just
What was the
being a
question?
pedantic prick. Um,
That's a big word.
yeah, pedantic. I've expanded my vocabulary.
What was the,
Um,
what was the question?
The question was, where'd it go? Okay. Yeah, Wisconsin death trip freaked me out. What's the story behind that? I don't know why it freaked you out.
Yeah, that's fucking shit's badass.
Yeah, I mean,
And he
if you're
did
asking,
what fucking let the bodies hit the floor did to you.
right? I mean, if you're asking what the title means,
That is a matter of opinion.
if you're asking what the title means, it was a title of a book that we all like, that featured pictures of people's deceased loved ones in
Oof.
Wisconsin during the
And they called it Wisconsin Death Trip?
yeah,
That's
the
horrible.
book is called Wisconsin Death Trip.
Ugh, that's
And
horrible.
it used to be tradition for people to pose with their deceased loved ones before burial.
Crazy.
And so this book was full of pictures of people posing with their recently deceased loved ones before they got buried.
Yeah, I'm not
So-
interested in that book.
Yeah, it's a fascinating read.
Great. Do I ever miss having my brother in the band with me and Dope? No. I love my brother to death. He's one of my best, truest friends forever. I loved it in the time that he was in the band, because I had someone I could really rely on and trust. But as I mentioned earlier, I encourage the people that I care about to chase their dreams and to better their lives. And by my brother leaving the band, he was able to put his heart and soul into something that he was more passionate about and has become immensely successful and is incredibly rich in life. He has a wonderful family and career, and he's a very happy guy, and I couldn't be more happy for him. I wish we lived in the same city, but no, I don't think the best version of my brother is on a tour bus punching keys on a keyboard. I think he got a lot more to offer the world.
Let's see. Um, James Sella sent 99 stars. What are you looking forward to most for this tour? Uh,
Video games.
well, I do that at home,
I
so
know.
yeah, it's like that doesn't change. But what does change is I haven't seen Seven Dust play in
Oh yeah,
a long
dude.
ass time.
They're gonna
Like,
blow you off the
yeah,
stage every
oh,
night, dude.
dude, yeah, I don't know how the hell we're gonna follow that, but
Yeah, whoever decided that, like, yeah, it'd be a good
mhm.
idea to go on after Seven Dust every
Yeah, I
night. Like,
know.
thanks, good
It's
one.
it's like trying to go on after Slayer.
Yeah,
You know,
good one.
it's just like fuck.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Yeah, but
And not the worst of that is that those guys are gonna go up there, they're gonna melt everyone's face, and then they're gonna put on their slippers and robes, and they're gonna go to bed.
right,
So they're gonna be asleep before you're able to go to sleep,
right,
and then they're
yeah,
gonna kick your ass every day.
yeah,
So that's
yeah.
awesome. Thank you,
But
Lejean.
yeah,
Appreciate it.
but I'm looking forward to it. So,
Yeah. Dude wants to know if we'd ever tour with Ginger. Yeah, Ginger's awesome. Like, you know, they would. They're so on the come up that you know, it would be up to them. Dude wants to know if working with Static brings a different perspective for inspiration. Sure, but mostly the different perspective is that we're working with content that in one way, shape, or form has already kind of been like like there's a
there's a
baseline.
there's some sort of framework.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
walking in the room and going, I just want to be creative and start something from scratch. There's even the songs that we wrote together that Wayne didn't participate in, because there are a few of those. A lot of people
Mm.
don't even know that, but there are a few songs on both records that are just new compositions that we did. But they're still in that same energy. Like I don't feel like we've tried to sit down and write a current 2023 version of a Static X song, because that hasn't been the mission. The mission has been to complete these works that were caught up in Wayne's spirit. And that was Project Regeneration Volume 1 and 2. And it's almost, I mean, it's done now, but it's almost out and in everybody's hands. And then, like Tony said earlier, whether or not we decide to, like, get in a room together and produce some new songs with a, you know, more separated Static X energy, like, I don't know. We haven't really talked about it, and again, we keep coming back and saying the fans will sort of dictate it. So I think one thing at a time. Let's
Yeah.
get Project Regeneration
Hmm.
Volume 2 in
Yeah.
people's hands. Let's get this tour and the next tour under our belt. I mean, by the time we're done with the Machine Killer tour, it's going to be fucking summer of next year, and then we can think about what's next, if there is a next. And I think that's also part of the beauty of what we're doing together, is that while, you know, you have to have a plan to achieve anything, there's no long term plan. It's just
Yeah, it's
really
always
want to finish this.
yeah. That's been the main focus is just getting Project Regeneration, all those songs done and out, and one,
Put that
yeah,
period. You
yep,
know, like
hmm
it's like
and that sentence, and then we'll see
right, if there's a
if
new
there's a
one.
new one. Yeah,
And it's crazy too, dude. Like you know, we're so spoiled as just content consumers, like all of us. Like we're so inundated with new music and new songs and new content on our phones all the time. And I know that, like, the Static X fans appreciate what's happening with Static X and getting this new music that people never thought they'd get. But even, like, the most appreciative ones, like even us, like sometimes I think that the universe takes for granted the fact that 5 years ago nobody that loved Static X had the slightest imagination that they would be able to see Static X live again, much less have brand new Static X music in their fucking iPod or in their phone that has Wayne Static on lead vocals. And 5 years later, there's 26 fucking songs that you never thought you were ever going to hear from like your favorite band. And the dude, Wayne, is like singing on the majority of them. So to me, that's the most mind blowing part of it, and why I just want to see that to fruition, because it's more than anyone ever expected. So that's exhausting in itself. Like I just want that to be like, and the touring was a whole nother beast. Like, how are we going to bring you a Static X Wisconsin Death Trip experience without Wayne, and actually have you guys enjoy it and participate in it and want to come back, and not make it feel like gratuitous, and shit has not been easy.
No, it has not.
Who just asked me,
Whoa.
how can you see that? How can they see that? Are they
See
seeing
what?
it in- The person just asked me, oh, it's over there. Okay, so what is that smells like? This is actually really cool. That is a gold, smells like children plaque, because
Oh,
I told
that.
you earlier
Yeah,
that I
mhm.
was in New Orleans living with those guys when they were making that record, and that plaque is actually my dear friend Daisy Berkowitz's plaque, that he was awarded for that album going gold, and that's the one thing I have that to remember Daisy from, because as you know, Daisy passed away from cancer a couple years back, and he was one of the earliest believers in me. And truth be told, when Daisy quit Marilyn Manson, he agreed that he was going to be the original guitar player of Dope, and he was going to fly to New York, and he was going to be part of the band. And then at the very last minute, I'll never forget this, Scott Daisy called me up, and he goes, dude, I know I'm supposed to be there next week. I know you got my room ready. I know that, like, but I can't come. I can't join your band. And I was like, I don't understand. And he goes, dude, you don't need me. If I join your band, you're going to fire me in 2 years, just like Manson did. He's like, I need to be in a band where I cannot be replaced. It needs to be like an old school thing. And you're too independent, and you have your vision. And I'm telling you, Edsel, you don't need me. So just I'm your friend, but I'm sorry. And I'll never forget him for that, because he was my friend, and it didn't change our relationship one bit. Of course, I was disappointed because he's such a talented guitar player and so much fun to work with. But it wasn't meant to be. We remained friends. He was always a big supporter of mine, and that plaque is what I have to remember my old friend Scott by, and I will treasure it for the rest of my life. So, love that dude. I'm so sad that he's gone.
Yeah.
That
Unfortunately.
fucking first Manson record, Portrait of an American Family, the guitar work on that record is so fucking cool and original, and just the tones and all that wah pedal shit. I don't know how much you're into that record.
Yeah.
So fucking good.
Mm.
So anyway, that's my long ass answer to why I have that plaque.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, a
All
lot
right.
of plaques in this room.
Yeah. Here's an interesting one. Peter Doman asks, can you guys give any tips for songwriters on how to write a song for the first time?
Yes. You want my best one for
Yeah.
this? I'm not even kidding. Pick a song that is the same kind of energy that you're trying to write. Let's say you want to write a song that feels like smells like Teen Spirit. You're like, like that's the vibe. And then what I want you to do is I want you to, like, whatever you're going to do to create your drum pattern, it's probably going to be fake drums because you're writing a song. So sit down and map out the drums for your song to be exactly what Smells Like Teen Spirit is from beginning to end. And guess what you have in doing that? You have a arrangement now for your song in a proven pop format. Now you're gonna pick your guitar up and you're gonna write a brand new riff on top of backum ba backum ba backum ba bap boom ba bap ba boom boom bap boom boom ba tap ba boom boom bap. You could write any guitar riff that you want on top of that, and that's your whatever section of the Nirvana song is that that riff that you write is now going to repeat in all the other places that Nirvana repeated that riff. If you write those riffs and complete the song on the framework of the Nirvana song, you will have the fastest road to a 3.5 minute fully arranged thing, and then you will know, where do I sing the verses at? Well, in all the places where Nirvana sang their verses, you sing your verses. And that's a really great way for a beginner.
Yeah, for a first time beginner. Yeah,
to
no, that's
write.
great.
And you'd be surprised how many songs you can write in that format.
Yeah.
And nobody that you play it for will go like, that sounds like that song. Because you're really just borrowing the skeleton of the drums. Now,
Yeah.
Smells Like Teen Spirit has such a obvious
Iconic,
intro to the drums,
yeah,
so
yeah.
not
You may
the
want
best
to,
example.
yeah, you may want to leave that part out.
Yeah, leave that part out. That'd be like Coming in the Air Tonight.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or starting out a song with
Yeah.
yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah. So that's a pretty good starting
Yeah, I
point.
guess yeah, especially for a beginner. Yeah, that's
for
that's
sure.
really good. There you go. Thomas Mergel asks, plans on making zero masks to sell.
Those are hard because unless you want to make something, because in order to make something cool, you have to make a lot of them. You either have to make very few and sell them for exorbitant amounts of money,
Right.
or you have to make a fuck ton of them and then you
And
can
they're
price
cheap
them right.
quality. And
Right.
Yeah.
So I think the problem is the demand there for them, because to make something super badass that you can sell to the consumer, you have to make a lot, and I don't know. I think it's still testing whether the demand would be there. We just need to like let more time go by,
Yeah.
because I know you we've never talked about anything for Static X that we don't make shitty products. So
Right. Yeah.
that will take a minute to figure it out.
Yeah.
So here's a fun one. So Diana wants to know if I feel like with all the work I've done in Static X, do I think their style has rubbed off into my new album at all?
That's a good question.
Yeah, but I really don't, because I feel like I can hear my influence from Static X. I can hear a little bit of it on every album that I've ever made, except for the first one, because I had never heard of you guys back then. But I feel like there was already a lot of the same influences, the Ministries and the Nine Inch Nails and all that stuff. So we all came from the same spot. But I will say that in being in the studio and trying to figure out what Wayne was doing vocally in certain places in order to try to lend support on the album to some of his takes that may or not have been as recorded as well as we'd hoped. Like, that's one of the things that happened with some of these songs from Wayne, is the vocal takes that were left behind on some of them were really poor quality, so we had to support his vocals with our own vocals, so you'd hear the sibilance and the personality in his, but you get the warmth and the fullness from the new vocal that we put in to layer it. So in that process, I had to kind of learn what Wayne was doing to perform some of the things that he did, and by doing that, I became a more well-rounded singer. Like, I unlocked little tricks in my voice that I never knew I had, because I had never tried to emulate that before.
Right.
So in that regard, I would say probably a little bit. I would say I probably have opened up some places in my voice that I never used before, and that could have crept into some places. But I don't think he would mind, considering how much I've done for him over the last few years. I think he'd be like,
Right. So yeah, you're good. Man.
yeah, you're good with that. I think we're good. But I always give him his props. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not in any way, shape, or form trying to stand in my dude's feet.
Yeah. Let's see. Mike Austin wants to know, where did the bluegrass intro come from on Static X Machine come from? One, it's not bluegrass. It's a subgenre of Mexican music called norteño, which means northern. And it was from an artist called Ramon Ayala, who's like supposedly the Eddie Van Halen of the accordion. So,
I thought that was fucking Weird Al Yankovic.
no.
Bullshit. I've been lied to.
Well, maybe they could battle it out, and kind of like that Crossroads movie.
Oh my god. Oh,
That'd
you
be
didn't.
badass.
Oh, Ralph Macchio, the
Right?
Karate Kid, strikes back with the fucking Les Paul.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to show
Um,
that. I just said Les Paul, dude. Is this
oh,
not
the
the
orange
cool?
one?
Is
Yeah.
this not the
That's a.
coolest dope guitar ever? It's a fucking orange Gibson Les Paul that's chambered and it's got black binding. Don't ask me where they came up with this guitar, but I found one. I'll never seen another one like it. But
Yeah.
this is my favorite dope
Mm-hmm.
inspired guitar that has nothing to do with dope. But I said Les
You ever,
Paul and it
you
reminded me.
ever, you ever play it or record it?
I've recorded with it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
recorded
Cool.
on your record with it.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Look at that.
Yeah. But I've never played it live. I can't imagine taking that thing on the road.
Yeah.
and letting
There's
our
certain.
our crew guys destroy
Yeah.
it.
No. Anything you want to keep pristine, you don't take out on tour.
My
It
problem is
will
I
get.
can't perform without fucking it up. Like, cause I play
Yeah.
my guitar low and
Mm-hmm.
like I'd like slam it into some fucking ego riser or
Mm-hmm.
some shit.
Yeah.
It's gonna get a knock in it within an
Mm-hmm.
hour.
Yeah. No.
See, I don't even fuck
Yeah.
with it.
Absolutely. You don't. I don't take anything out on the road that I'm not ready to have damage on. You know?
Right.
Yeah. It's inevitable. Let's see. Ivy Foreman wants to know, Tony, what was the most fun album to make with Static X?
I know the answer to that. It was the Cult of Static.
No, definitely not that one. Uh, no, easy the first one, because it was just such a new experience, and it was just like this.
Someone was paying for it. You were like, what?
Yeah,
Somebody's gonna pay for our record?
right.
With
Yeah,
a real producer?
yeah, real producer, real studio with a
Do you
big
remember,
giant Neve console, and
Do you remember what it was like when you were in recording your debut album for a major label and they brought you the menu the first time and they were like, here's the menu to order dinner, and you're like,
Yeah.
you're looking around going, who's paying for this?
Right.
And you're like, oh no, the label pays for it all.
Yeah.
And you're like, I would like the filet mignon, please. And then
well, they bring the book with like all the menus of the local restaurants, and I'm like, really, I can pick anything. Like,
anything you want.
I immediately go to the sushi store.
And then what? How long did it take before somebody told you, like, you do realize you guys are paying?
Yeah,
in
we
the
gotta
end,
pay it all back.
You're paying for all of it.
Yeah, it wasn't until the end of the session like, what's this all costs recoupable mean?
Yeah. What is that? What is that little line item in the
Right?
contract? Well, you remember all those sushi dinners you ate when you were
Yep.
recording your album? Yeah, that
Mhm.
means you pay us back for all of
Right.
those before we give you any money.
Exactly. Ugh.
Yum. So Wham Laugh wants to know how come Dope doesn't play Believe live. Well, you could insert so many titles in that. Why doesn't Dope play XYZ song live? Well, I mean, for the last several years, we've been on this amazing ride with our friends in Static X where we've been able to go out there and just support, which means we haven't had to burden the responsibility of being the headliner, and which also, means I can't go out there and play an extended set. So we're really stuck into playing these short sets, and I feel like the tours that we've been doing with Static X have sort of been themed around, either the Wisconsin Death Trip time period or the Machine time period, and so I've tried to kind of keep my set list focused on like the a little bit of everything from each Dope record, but leaning more heavily into like the early stuff. So, when you're playing a 30-minute set every night, it's hard to play much more than the songs that people know. At least for me, like I'm not interested in going out there and feeling like I'm experimenting with, well, will this song go over good live? Like I'd much rather play shit that I know we can just crank it up and have a drink together and have a nice time, because that's to me what it's really all about. It's about having that experience with the fans, because you can listen to my music by yourself all the time, but to come under a roof with like-minded people and listen to it really loud and have that experience together where I'm feeding off you and you're feeding off me, there's certain songs that have just proven to like get the job done for all of us so that we can all have a really great experience, that we set out to do. So I like to go with what I know works. And when I do a Dope headline tour, I'll expand the set. I'll take more chances. But right now, I kind of of just do what's safe and what I'm comfortable with, and it allows, I think, for a better connectivity. So that's it.
Let's see. Will
Well,
Andrew McLean, will we ever see you guys do VIP packages tour posters on the on an Aussie tour?
Australian tour.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
hard.
didn't we did VIP packages on the
Yeah, but I
last one?
think he's talking about like those custom posters that you guys made for the machine tour where they were
Oh,
like specific.
right. Yeah.
I think that was such an experimental thing anyway. It was
Yeah.
just like,
Mm-hmm.
but I could see that. I could see putting some more creative thought into that for something like Australia and doing that in the future. I don't think
Yeah.
that's out of the
Mm-hmm.
realm of possibility. Well, I love all you guys, and I'm only got like another 7 minutes that I can stay here and do this because the semi is being packed tonight for the tour, and we have to put all of our personal belongings on it, so
Yep.
all those things can be brought to Houston, where we're doing our pre-production, and then the first date of the tour is next week. Um, I think this tour is going to be insane. I think Seven Dust is going to help us really blow the lid off of these places, and
Yeah, this is gonna be killer, man.
I think the production is even one step higher than what everybody got to see on the last tour. So the goal is just to continue to expand the experience and to push ourselves to deliver a really, really great show. So hopefully you guys like the bill and you have a good time, and pack the houses and do one more fucking trek around the United States.
Yeah, oh, it's gonna be great, man. I can't wait.
Um,
Uh,
my favorite weed strain, for whoever's asking, is whichever one is available to me in the moment. So right now, my favorite weed strain is whatever this is, because this is what I have, and this is the only joint I have at the office with me today. I generally keep my weed in my car, just because that's where I keep it, and I didn't drive my car to the office today because my car's small and I needed to fit a bunch of crap in it to bring for the semi, so I drove my wife's car today, so I have no weed in her car. So this is the only weed I have. It was here at the office, and I already smoked it a little bit.
hard
But
times.
my favorite kind of weed, my favorite strain of weed is this one, right here.
Yeah, the one that's
The one
the
that
one that's
the
available.
one that's about to be in my
Right?
nose.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All
Um,
right, a couple quick ones. Gabriel sent 100 stars. Tony, can you send greetings to Cristobal, Gabriel, and Francisco, please? There you go. Greetings.
Greetings and
Greetings and
salutations.
salutations. And then last one, random basic question for Tony. Out of all the bass lines you wrote, which one are you proud of developing the most in your music career
Be
as
that
a
snap
songwriter?
your neck, right?
Yeah, I wish I came up with that's a genius bass line. But no, quick answer, the bass line on Black and White.
I really like that one too.
Yeah,
I'll give
I
you
was
the
listening.
credit on that.
I was listening to a lot of Earth, Wind, and Fire,
Nice,
so that's where that came from.
nice. Yeah, you really are good, man. Like I really, you like one of the things I probably have done that has been the least experimental in Dope is, other than like verse parts where Dope always had kind of a cool bass thing. When it comes to the choruses and shit, generally my bass and my guitar parts, when I write them, they kind of follow each other.
Mhm.
Working with you has been a really cool thing to watch a bass player approach it from a different place, where you're very rarely mimicking what the rhythm guitar players are playing, and it's very valuable to the roundness. I'm not talking about the roundness as far as the bass, but just like the roundness of the sound, like
Mhm.
how my ears listen to the music, and there's more things for me to follow because the bass player's kind of doing his own thing. So not that you're some jazz improv.
I'm no Jacko Pastorius.
Yeah, but you're good, man. There's a reason that so many bands have hired you to play bass in their band, dude. Like
Yeah, I
you,
guess I gotta be
you
doing
know,
something right.
you are a bad motherfucker. I mean, or it's your looks.
Yeah, oh, it's the beard. Everybody wants the beard.
If you had to tattoo your face like any member of Kiss, who would it be? Well, first off, that's a stupid question, Alex, because that would never exist in reality. But if you're going to ask me if I had to choose which makeup is the coolest of the four Kiss members, I think if you want to scare people at parties, it's obviously Gene Simmons. If you want to look like you like to suck the big cock, it would be Paul. And if you want to just be a bad motherfucker, it's Ace all day long. Like, Ace is the coolest. I'm sorry, it's just Ace is a spaceman.
Yeah.
I love Kiss all the way
Yeah.
around, and I grew up on it. Funny, I was a drummer growing up,
So-
but I was
so- as
Peter
long as
Criss
you-
spoke to me the least.
As long as you didn't say the Fox.
You know, but he was the best drummer the band ever had.
Yeah, true.
Like by far, like his ability
Yeah.
compared to like, man, did he bring just a whole nother level of intensity to Kiss
Right.
that was lacking with the more jazzy, light drummer that Peter Criss is. All right, well, listen, everybody, all my dope people, thank you guys so much for always being there for me
Yeah.
20 plus years and making me feel like what I do is worth the time and effort that I put into it, because you really do. And then all the Static X people over there, thank you guys so much for giving me the love and acknowledgement for the little bit of work I've done to help keep those guys headed in the right direction. We're all
Yeah.
one big family now, and I appreciate you all. I appreciate you too, dude.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for everything.
Dude, right back at you,
Congratulations
man.
on all your success. I'm
Right
I'm
back at
amazed
you.
and so proud of you to see you, you know, after things fell apart, and you went off and played in those other bands we just mentioned and had so much success. It was a really ballsy move for you to like let that ministry gig go and for you to bet on yourself and the rebuilding of Static X, and congratulations, because
Yeah, thanks, man.
you were
Yeah.
winning,
Hey,
brother.
man. Couldn't have done it without you. Thank you.
And thank you to Wayne's family
Yes.
for being by our
Yes.
side and challenging us to do this in the rightest way we possibly could, to where Wayne is with us every step of the way, and that will always be the case.
Yeah.
So
Right
I
on.
love all you guys on both sides of the table here, and we'll see you guys in about a week.
Yeah. We'll see y'all soon, man.
Party on, Wayne.
Party on.